Hello you lucky people, and welcome once again to another generous helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. Today me and the girls are back in Wrightington, which is of course in Lancashire, and we've come for a little wander today around Quarries, which is now a local beauty spot. I first came here when I was about 9 years old with my father. He was then very much into CB, and it was the early 80s and the craze had hit the country. And whilst he was up here CBing and Charlie Bravo, 1010 and all that rubbish, I was out there mooching around the quarry. And I always liked mooching in there because I felt like such a little rebel, because there were still signs up, and you know, it wasn't long since it had shut down from operation. So I felt a right rebel when I was going round and seeing these signs saying, you know, keep out quarry, you know, no entry and all that carry on. So anyway, enough of Mr H's childhood memories. Let's crack on and see how it looks today, shall we? I'm now entering into the quarry itself. None of these trees was here. It was just like a big hole at one time. And I think there was a pond in here. Like a delft type thing, but I think that's now in private hands. Because unfortunately, a number of years ago, a young man playing on a rope swing, showing off in front of his mates, tragically died in there as the rope swing gave way underneath his weight, and he ended up in the delft and they couldn't save him. Quite sad, really. But other than that, this is really how I remember it. It's rather strange. It's like being 9 again, other than the trees. And I'm sort of in the bottom of the quarry now, and I'm just going sort of anti-clockwise around the site from the car park. I'm quite surprised actually at how well West Lancashire Council have done here. They've managed to retain a lot of the natural beauty of this area. You know, they've made some additions that need to be made, such as litter bins and fencings to stop people coming in with motorbikes and crosses and that carry on. But other than that, they're only subtle. They're only subtle adjustments that they've made. They've managed to keep the natural beauty, and 10 out of 10 for that one, because it's a very difficult thing for councils to do. Yeah, it takes me back this. So like I said, some many happy memories of coming in here as a kid. You know, my dad would be up there on the car park, and he'd be 1010 buddy, and he'd be in the wrapper, as they used to call cars on the CB. CB was like the social media of the day back then. You know, there was no Facebook or any of that kind of good stuff. It was all done via CB. Every bugger had one. You know, and as I said, my father was no exception. He actually gave it up, though he only did it for a couple of years. Just as you get nutters on social media, you also got nutters on CB, and it broke up quite a few marriages. Or so I was told. Like I said, I was only 9 at the time. I had a little rig. I was known as Golden Eagle on there. Just going up a bit of an hill now, because it's like sort of an hole. You go down and then you come back up again. So we're just making our way out here. It's only about a 20-minute walk round here if you do it fast. I believe mountain bikes, etc., used to come up here. You know, and people doing hiking, I think they used to climb up them rocks there, if you can just make out. But since part of it moved into private hands, it's not as popular. So it's a quiet little car park. I've done a little bit of courting up here with my now wife. Luckily, it's not one of those car parks where you sort of flash your headlights at another vehicle and all that carry on, and wind your window down and, you know, look towards the west and all that. So I'm told. I don't know if that exists or not. Just making our way on the final path now, up to the car park. Lots of rocks and throwbacks to show that this was indeed a quarry once. It's a lovely little place. If you've never visited it, I suggest you come. It's a little hidden gem. I might sort of be cutting my own throat by doing that and telling people about this, but it is. It's one of West Lancashire's best kept secrets, in my honest opinion, of course. Now, the reason why my father, you know, he favoured this spot was, as you can see there, that view, it's just an unbridled, there's nothing in the way, right through to Blackpool there. On a clear day you can actually see Blackpool Tower, and that's the reason we came up here. He used to be parked in the car park just over there, which is obscured by those trees. Those weren't there 30 odd years ago. Here we are on the car park. This is where my father used to park up, roughly where that vehicle is there now. Of course it wasn't all gravelled out, it was just rough, and that gate wasn't as nice. It was a knackered old farmer's gate, as I recall. So here we are back at the wrapper. Hopefully if you've been paying attention to this video you'll now know what that means. So me and the girls have had a good walk. We're going to go home now and have a nice brew. So it's bye bye from them and bye bye from me for now.